Good morning, Blue Jay fans. Thanks for coming here this morning. We're going to have a little chit-chat about Blue Jay basketball this morning. And let's see, the last time I was here, since then we've begun conference play, and that's gone well for us so far. And went 2-0 last week in conference play with the upset at Park Hill South, and then we beat Ruskin at home. And then this past Tuesday, we went on the road and beat Truman, and we have St. Joe Central tonight for the big court-warming game. So the conference is going well. We sit at the top of the conference, and we look to keep that going tonight. So a lot to talk about, and I'll open it up to the floor for questions at this time. Yes?
For tonight's game, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I think just another challenge. I'm looking forward to tonight in terms of, how our guys respond after, coming off a nice win at Truman. It's going to be nice to be back in the field house. It's going to be hopefully an incredible atmosphere. I think it will, built around our court-warming game. It's going to be a significant challenge to us because St. Joe Central is really good. They're very talented. They've got a lot of good guards. And do some excellent things offensively. And so it's just going to be another test for our defense and how hard we can play and mistake-free assignments on the defensive end, see how well we rebound. We've been doing those things well lately, and so I'm looking forward to see if we can continue that against a good quality St. Joe Central team tonight.
Have your practice routines changed in preparing for this team versus other teams?
Good question. How we switched up practice for our opponents. We do vary them up a little bit, but in all honesty, we might change a few little things. But as you look at our defensive scheme, our offensive scheme, there's not a whole lot of change that goes on. We don't implement new styles or a whole new philosophy and things like that. We might throw in a different play, a different type of strategy on a particular ball screen or cut something that they do on offense. We might change up one or two things. But overall, what we try to do is keep things pretty simple for our guys. Let them play quick, let them play strong. And when you start making total overhauls in the system, they have to think a lot. And, as you know, basketball is a game of reaction. It's not a game of thinking, per se. It's a fast-paced decision-making process. So you don't have really time to think. You have time to react. And so we practice those things during practice time, and so that in a game situation, we can just respond very quickly. So not a whole lot of change, but we do have some things on the offensive and defensive end that we switch just a little bit.
Could you talk about differences from maybe, say, the first half of the season and now?
Differences first half of the season and now. I think one thing that we've done is on the defensive end, we started to pick some things up. I think we've won some games on the defensive end, and that's been evident just in our conference play. Wasn't that we weren't playing bad defense in the first half of the season, but I don't think we were as effective. I think if you look at all three of our conference wins, we had 3 defensive stops at Park Hill to win. We held Ruskin to 28% from the field. And then, granted, our first quarter defense wasn't too effective, giving up 28 points to Truman. They were on fire shooting in the first quarter. But we made significant stops down the stretch, especially in the fourth quarter, to win the game at Truman. So that's what I'm most pleased with, was just our defensive performance and execution during conference play.
You mentioned earlier that St. Joe Central has some major guards that you guys have to watch out for.
Yeah.
Are there any other key players you have to watch out for against St. Joe Central tonight?
Well, I just like their team in general. I think they've got a couple, 2 or 3 really nice guards. One thing that they do particularly well is just they share the ball, they pass it very, very well. They move themselves and they move the ball, something we try to do on offense also. Their scheme just a little bit different, but in watching them, multiple times, getting ready for tonight's game, yeah, I'm impressed with all their guys. Yeah, they've got 2 or 3 really nice shooters and guards, but overall, everyone knows their role and what they're supposed to do to the benefit of their team, and we're going to have to take those guys out of their rhythm. Yeah.
Could you talk about what's coming up next for the rest of conference play?
We are almost done with our first round of conference, which means we play everyone twice, home and home. And so we've got St. Joe Central tonight, first time we've seen them. Next Tuesday we have Park Hill here, and then the final trip through conference. So if we played them at home, this next time we play them on the road to wrap it up. And so love our schedule. It really gets us better. And then we're trying to get as good as we can be come district time here in about 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Speaking of districts, they're at home this year. Could you talk about that?
Yep. Excited to host districts. Looking forward to it. First time in the field house. We've hosted volleyball districts, which was great. But now we've got boys and girls district play here in about 3 weeks, and looking forward to that. That's going to be a good challenge. Good field. We'll have our seed meeting February 20th, and so we'll know our schedule after that. So we are looking forward to the second half of conference and court warming tonight, obviously, and a lot of Blue Jays coming out and supporting the guys. It's going to be a fun evening. Great atmosphere, we hope, and excited to get a court warming win and then keep some momentum going during this conference play. So I think we're out of time, so thank you for coming. Appreciate it very much. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend.